Hey guys, what's up? It's Justin from Burnt Recordings. Today I'm going to be doing some acoustic guitar recording, so I figured I would show you guys a few different microphones, different microphone techniques, and some of the ways that I get my acoustic guitar sounds. Keep in mind, these are just relatively cheap microphones. They're all under about $100, $150. Most of them are just generic microphones that you can go to most audio stores and pick up. So nothing crazy, and I'm just recording in my living room just to show that you can get a really good sound no matter where you are. You don't have to have tons of nice equipment and blah, blah, blah. So the microphones we're going to be using are the Shure SM57, pretty standard microphone. The Shure SM58, which pretty much everybody has. I have a Shure PG81, which is a condenser microphone typically used on overheads. And I have a Shure PG56, which is a pretty versatile tom mic, but can also be for lots of other things. And then I have my standard vocal mic, which is the MXL 3000, which we're going to be trying today just as an experiment. So I'm going to be showing you a few different techniques about positioning and the different sound characteristics you can get from that. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey guys, so here we have the SM57 hooked up. I have this mono going directly pointed at the sound hole of the guitar. Now this is going to give you the most lower end and colorful tone out of your guitar, because all of your sound is resonating within the acoustic and coming out of your sound hole. So this is going to give you a lot more of your like bassy and lower mid tones, a lot more of your color of the guitar. I'll show you what that sounds like. Okay, now I'm going to move it over just about a foot or so, and we're going to get more of the neck, and you're going to see how that affects the tone. It's going to make it a little bit more high-end and a little crispier, because you're getting more of the sound of like just the strings vibrating and less of the resonance of the body. I'll show you what that sounds like. Cool, now we also have what's called a proximity effect with most microphones. So as you bring the guitar, or the microphone rather, closer and farther away, you're going to get the proximity effect, which is going to increase and decrease your lower frequency resonance response with the microphone. So you're going to get a complete tonal change the farther you move the microphone away from the guitar. So even though we're pointed towards the sound hole here, you're going to get a lot less bass response out of this guitar. So a good way to balance all of this is, as you're recording your acoustic, if it seems like it's getting too boxy or too bassy, just move the microphone a little bit away. Or if it feels like your guitar sounds really thin, maybe bring it in a little bit closer. And if you want to just kind of like really fine tune it, you can always just kind of like reposition the microphone, rotate it a little bit, and it'll help you really dial in that tone just to get it close enough for a great recording, and then you can go and mix from there. So this is what it sounds like with the microphone about a foot, a little over a foot away. Cool, now I'm going to move on to the SM58, and we'll see how that sounds compared to this. Here we have the 58 directly into the sound hole. Go ahead and show you what this sounds like. Cool. As before, I'm going to move it over, let you hear what the strings sound like. Cool, and I'm going to move it back over a little bit. Roughly the same distance as the other microphone. Show you guys what that sounds like. And that'll do it for the SM58. We'll go ahead and move on. We'll keep it mono for now, so I'll move on to the MXL 3000. And then after that, we'll go into the stereo pairs and I'll show you guys how to record stereo acoustic guitar. All right, so now we got the MXL 3000 hooked up. This is a condenser microphone, so this actually requires phantom power, which I have coming from my interface here. This is going to have a much better frequency response. This one actually goes all the way up to 20K, so you'll probably notice a little bit brighter, fuller tone out of this microphone. That being said, it's also going to pick up a lot more of the surrounding area, so you might have a little bit different noise to signal ratio, depending on how good your environment is. So even though this has a better frequency response, it might not necessarily be the best choice for your particular recording environment. So again, experiment with it. There's no right or wrong, but this is what this particular microphone sounds like. Cool, I'm gonna move it over, get our strings here. And you'll notice I don't have this microphone as close just because it's more of a sensitive microphone, so you don't necessarily have to get it nearly as close. You can if you'd like, but you don't really have to with something like this. Cool. I'm gonna move it away. See what this guy sounds like. Cool, so that was the MXL 3000. We're gonna go ahead and move on to stereo. Stereo is a whole different beast, but I'll show you the two different stereo pairs that I use. Okay, so here we have a stereo pair of PG81s. These are set up in an AB stereo format. So they're roughly 2 feet apart, 1 feet away from the instrument. Now the thing about this is you're gonna want to adjust these as you're recording and listening, because you're going to want to try and reduce the amount of phase cancellation as much as possible. You're going to be stereoing these left and right, whichever one you would like to be left or right doesn't really matter. However, you want to check to make sure that as you're recording that you're going back and forth between mono and stereo, to make sure that if you were to mono out the signal later on down the road in the mix, or if somebody plays it on their phone, blah blah blah, that you're actually getting a good sound even when it's monoed. It's not going to sound as good as when it's stereo, nothing ever does, but when it is monoed, you want to make sure that your entire low end isn't cut out, or all of your high end is all like gross and phasey. So keep that in mind as you're recording. I'm just going to quickly set this up and show you. I'm not going to do a lot of that tweaking just for the sake of time, but this is what a standard AB stereo setup sounds like. Okay guys, here we have the XY setup with these same PG81 microphones. So this is kind of the same concept as the other one, where we have one microphone picking up over here in this general region, other microphone picking up over here, so we're going to get the complex balance of both high and low frequency responses. However, because the microphones are in the same like vertical position, you're not going to have a lot of the phase cancellation problems that you would have, because the sound is actually reaching both microphones at the exact same time. So you're not actually going to have any sort of like mono phase cancellation. You might have a tiny bit, but nothing major. So this is a good concern, or good way to do it if you are concerned about monoing down these tracks and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and show you what this sounds like. It's not going to sound as wide as the AB, but it should be close enough to get you a good stereo image. So this is what it sounds like. Alright guys, this is the ORTF. This is the third type that we're going to do. There are more stereo types that you can do, but they usually require different types of microphones, which I unfortunately don't have at the moment. But as far as just like regular cardioid microphones, stereo panning, this is the third kind of like widely used in the industry type of styles. Of course, you can experiment with all types of different positionings, but these three are the industry standard type of ones that any studio would use. So this one is slightly separated, so there's a tiny little bit of phase cancellation going on here, as well as a little bit wider angle as far as the direction of the microphones. So this is kind of a sort of combination of the last two, to where you're getting a little bit of phase separation as well as a little bit of directional separation. So this will give you kind of an in-between wide view of stereo panning, but still without getting a lot of like background noise and phase cancellation. So it's kind of the happy medium of the two. This again would have to be dialed in so that you're not getting a ton of cancellation. You want to kind of play around with these and measure with the particular microphones that you're using to get the best type of sound, play around with the angles to get the best sound, yada yada. But for this particular one, this is how it's going to sound with this guitar and these microphones. Cool, now I'm going to quickly run through the other Shure microphones that I have here with the same three styles and show you how those sound. Okay guys, so we got the PG56s hooked up in the standard AB stereo pattern. Typically these are used for miking up tom drums on a drum set, typical drum set, but I'm going to get a little experimental. These have a larger diaphragm inside of them, so they should have a little bit better lower frequency response to help pick up the body of the guitar a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and play around with these and see what they sound like. So this is the AB. Okay guys, so now we have the XY stereo pair with the PG56s, same as the other microphones, but we're gonna see what it sounds like with these guys. Alright guys, so this is the ORTF with the PG56s, same as the other microphones, but now we're going to hear what it sounds like with these ones. Hey guys, thanks for watching. So that was everything that I had microphone wise and with the stands and everything that we have available in this particular environment. So those are a bunch of different ways that you can record an acoustic guitar. Of course, if you're doing any other type of instrument, the miking technique is going to change quite a bit. So if you guys have any questions, you're trying to mic up a particular instrument, a vocal, drums, anything like that, go ahead and let me know, and I'll see if I can give you some advice, walk you through it, help you pick out microphones, stuff like that. And if you do end up recording anything and you would like me to mix it for you, go ahead and let me know as well. Go ahead and go to burntrecordings.com and send me a message, and then we can talk about sending the files over. I can mix and master, write music, anything that you guys might need. Or if you just got a question you want to ask, let me know as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.